Buddies Podcast, WATP.
It's good to see that he's hanging out with his buddies at Gebhards because he has officially made the move for the summer. He's going to be at the beach, at his beach house in the Hamptons for the next 3 months.
He never talks about that house.
But he did tell us on the most recent live stream from the house, he's going to make it a point to go into Manhattan and hang with the guys at Gebhards all summer long.
Yay.
That's good.
Lucky
That's
all
exciting.
of us. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a treat.
This episode being chosen to review is really how I know that Carl has a problem with me, because this was brutal.
It's a long one.
Not only that, it's actually disturbing, which we will have to point out, like legitimately gross shit that happens in it.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about the foot stuff. Like,
I am.
Oh, well, that's not good for your Google search history and the stuff that I'm sure Chad Zumach will now accuse you of being.
Yeah.
There's a couple of ESOs in this episode, and they weren't subtle about it at all.
So Ron the waiter is the reason why people hate Jewish people. I'm pretty sure. It doesn't matter what Israel does. It's really Ron the waiter that is causing a lot of anti-Semitism. Because I wasn't anti-Semitic before this episode. Ron the waiter is terrible.
I'm just going to duck out right now.
I don't know what Opie's doing with this guy. You're one of the good ones, Lucy. You're
Thank you.
cool.
Oh, thank you.
You can hang. Ron is absolutely the worst, and boy, is he involved in this. But before that, I want to show you how the things start off. Opie's got the wrong microphone connected on the live stream, but he recognizes it very early and fixes it.
Now, Scott Watson from up the river, he, I got the wrong mic on. Hold on. Thank God I checked. That's It's not G.
It's not gay at all.
No, it's our version of the word. Relax.
Opie gets triggered so easily. All that has to happen, and we're going to see, because he's got an extra camera on this episode, we're going to see what the setup looks like, how his computer's set up, and like his little buddies that hang out across the table from him. All they have to do is yell, "Gay!" And everyone's gay! So it's ridiculous. He's like a trained dog with that.
Is there any way that you could train WATP fans to wait outside Gebhards for an Opie sighting, and then to stand in the background of these shots with like big erect veiny cock drawings, and they could have like swastika balls, and the cum could be spelling the N-word or something? Like,
That's a weird place to start. Can we start with just some people saying WATP in the background?
But short answer, yes.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. You just took it a little too hard there to start things off. I don't think they're going to last there very long.
Well, Opie's now in the funny AF era, so you've got to really go for it.
Yeah,
and,
well, that's true.
Let's see some. I just want to see some dick drawings. To be honest, I don't really care if it's on his show. Just send it to me.
Do you want to show Husey what my wife did on the whiteboard here? If you like dick drawings, my wife drew a penis that has a penis.
Oh, I love it. It's
Nice.
so beautiful.
Fruit boots.
Fruit boots. is the name of that. It also has boobs for some reason.
Yeah.
She's quite the artist,
makes
that
sense.
one.
Yeah.
She's going to have a lot of fun in the home. All right. Ron the waiter is singing, and I don't know why.
Yes. What's up, Matt? How are you? We are live at
Gebhards.
No, it's not Gebhards, Mike Bergen Jr.
You son of a bitch.
Matt doesn't like us saying Gebhards.
I don't mind it. Just once in a while, give the name some credit.
Well, people can't find the Gebhards on the internet, so
Listen, ladies and gentlemen,
it's Gebhards. It's Gebhards. It's Gebhards.
we've determined that if you switch the B and the H, it's gay bars.
Yeah, gay bars. They're actually using that online. Yeah,
Really?
that's great. Hey, Ron.
Hi, Ron.
I've got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got the string around my finger. What a world! What a life! I'm in love! I've got a song that I sing. I can make the rain go anytime I move my finger. Lucky me! Why are you singing like Ethel Merman?
What is Opie doing? Okay. Questions.
Okay,
Why is Opie tolerating this and putting this on his show?
good question.
And why is Matt allowing this to be in the front of his establishment? The windows are open. They're in Manhattan. You want people to walk into the restaurant and get some food and a drink. And you have this retard screaming.
With Ron the waiter.
And Ron the waiter's there too.
Why does Opie have to put that mic in his face to make it worse?
I don't understand what the goal is here.
It came to my attention pretty quickly that Ron the waiter looks like a fat Bono.
Yeah,
And,
I saw in your notes you called him Bono, and I didn't know what you were talking about. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, it's the nose and the chin and the fact that he can't really sing in 2025.
That's pretty good.
And then of course the hair and the we'll see a further action that comes up in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, we got some
The
crazy shit coming up. Did you watch this, Lucy?
Yeah, I did. The beginning of this episode was so bonkers to me because we're in like the first couple of minutes here right now,
Yeah.
what you showed us so far.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is Carl going to pull for clips? Because literally every moment of this is more absurd than the next. They go in, they're talking about the weather. It's 85 degrees. Well, it feels like 86 degrees. Every single moment of this was like mind-numbingly horrible. And I think you're exactly right with your questions. Why is this happening?
And Opie, of all people, should know better because he spent years making fun of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And when Opie goes into his morning drive DJ generic talk, it's so frustrating to me.
Don't look at it as a fruit. Tomatoes a fruit. It's all over the damn
Well,
place.
you know what? We were all shocked when we all learned that tomatoes are fruit. Look up what other vegetables are actually fruit.
That's right.
There's
That's
a
right.
ton of them.
And what berries aren't berries?
Right. It doesn't end with tomatoes.
No, it doesn't.
Oh my God. It doesn't. Wow. Can you believe that? It doesn't end with tomatoes? Guys, I looked this up because I was like, that's wild. What else is cucumbers?
That's for a bonus episode.
Avocado? Eggplant is technically a fruit. I mean, is this wild? We'll take your calls on the other end of the break. Tell us what vegetables you thought.
I had wiped the fruit and pizza talk from my memory, so I'm so glad to be reminded of that right now. Good God.
Well, since you brought up pizza.
I've never drowned with pizza. No. Anyone that rates pizza on the internet is good because there's no bad pizza. Yeah.
That's retarded. So he's calling
Can
Dave
I make-
Portnoy gay, which is interesting.
Can I make a prediction?
Yeah.
Opie's reviewing pizza on this channel within 4 weeks.
I think you should change it up and do ice cream or something.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Don't step on my toes here. I cornered the market
All
on
right.
popsicles. Come on.
All right. You're right. My bad. I don't want to give Opie any ideas and run you out of business.
Yeah, that's what would happen.
So Millie is Matt's daughter. Millie gets up on Matt's lap, and we have a little convo with her.
Good. That's very good then.
Hey, who's your favorite band? Okay, she was saying Primus.
She was saying Primus. What's her favorite song again?
Lacquerhead.
Lacquerhead.
Millie's the coolest person there.
Yeah.
Lacquerhead by Primus is her favorite song. That's a fucking deep pull-off. Antipop?
Anyone there not talking gets a lot of mileage with me, actually.
Yeah, I'm a
Probably
fan.
the one with the least piss in their pants on this day.
It's likely true.
Because there's a part where, not to jump ahead, but at 10 minutes, if you have that, Carl. Where
I numbered yours, but yeah, I have the 10 minutes one. Yep.
Yeah, at number 1, they start talking about one of our group personal favorite films here, Frozen. I know we all want to talk about it because of course kids like that, not grown adults, right?
Right.
And so naturally, in front of a child, the conversation was changed to this topic in front of I think she's 3 or 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Out, yeah, Elsa, go.
You know who the model for Elsa was?
Go.
She's a porn star.
What?
Elsa's modeled after a porn star.
Can you explain that a little bit better? I don't think Millie understood.
Elsa is earmuffs, Mill.
That's why I
Earmuffs.
was just trying to wait.
But then again, if her favorite
Primus, no porn. Okay, we draw the line.
if her favorite band is Primus, then maybe the earmuff thing isn't going to work at this point.
What does Opie think Primus is?
I don't know.
Do you think they're NWO or something like that? Or NWA, I should say NWO. I don't know what he thinks Primus is. Like, oh my gosh, he listens to some wild music.
What does the N stand for?
I don't know. It's a good question.
But with the, it's funny. So Anthony Cumia gets called a PDF because he dates girls in the 20s or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But they have this kid on sucking a dick-shaped object while they're talking about porn in front of her. Which is a negative, by the way. Just for people think we're part of the TSN.
We are not. We're not affiliated with TSN on this. Do you want to play the next clip you have on here, where you get a little freaked out by Ron the waiter?
Yeah, this is really gross because you always see footage of these child catcher shows about how creepy the pedos act around kids, and I've got to be honest. When this clip ends, well, in fact, you know what? I'll make my second point when the clip ends.
Okay.
So earlier, Millie offered me some lollipop. I think I'm going to take you up on your offer now, Millie.
It's the rescinded.
Don't you put.
No.
Don't creep out the kid.
No.
Oh, he was going for it. He wanted to suck on the whatever she's sucking on.
There was
What's wrong with
actually
this guy?
This clip went on a bit longer because the kid obviously goes off because the dad's realizing this guy wants to fuck my kid. And as the kid's walking off, I think that Bono actually checks out her arse.
Oh no, I didn't catch that part.
Yeah.
When they first brought her on, I was like, oh my God, this is the last person who should be here. And then as this continued, I was like, wait, no, she's the only person who should be here. Get everybody else off. Like, this was so hard to watch.
Yeah, and plus, if your friends meeting up to have a drink and somebody brings their fucking kid or a pet dog or something, you realize this is going to be terrible. We immediately can't swear. Immediately can't talk about adult stuff. This kid's going to get bored easily and be distracted. And any pedophiles here are going to be wondering what she looks like with her bra off.
I don't think she's wearing a bra. What is going on with your microphone? It's clipping a ton, Husey. I'm wondering if that's something to do with the hardware, or if it's your internet connection, or what the deal is. Does it usually do that?
Am I too close to it?
Maybe you're too close to it. Maybe it's clipping. Yeah, maybe if you hang back a little bit, it'll be better. When you get excited, you're cutting out a lot. I can't have that. I need all of the excitement. So you picked up on the conversation. Of course, Brian Wilson passed away earlier in the day when they recorded this. And so Ron the waiter's like, oh my gosh, I got to come on and talk about Brian Wilson as soon as Opie brings him up. And when you get into like really interesting conversations about the Beach Boys and the Beatles, like deep stuff that no one's ever heard about before, that you must have researched on your own and found these gems, I'm all ears for that kind of stuff.
Sgt. Pepper's is considered one of the greatest concept albums ever. The only reason Sgt. Pepper even exists is because the greatest concept album ever invented was Brian Wilson, the Beach Boys, Pet Sound. Pet Sound literally blew away Paul McCartney and John Lennon. John Lennon got blown away later, but that's a different story. But they got so blown away, they're like, screw that. And they went back in the studio like, we need our own Pet Sounds album. And they came up with Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. When the Beatles heard Pet Sounds, they're like, we're not worthy. It was so experimental. Do you know that Pet Sounds was pretty much done by Brian Wilson too?
This is the most generic conversation.
What did you learn, Carl?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The most generic conversation you could ever have.
I only wish I was there to stop Ron and be like, what's the concept?
Explain more, please. I don't know, man.
Have you guys ever heard of the Beach Boys song called Good Vibrations? Have you ever heard that one?
Is that a B-side? What is that one?
Well, I'm not a big fan, so we'll have to find out. But so Opie was talking about this song, this deep cut of the Beach Boys. Like, probably should buy the CD if I get the chance. And Opie had this fascinating insight on my next clip about the creation of Good Vibrations.
So Good Vibrations, some consider is the greatest pop song ever made. Guess how many hours of tape they had for that one song in the studio?
17.
I said yes.
90 hours for one fucking song.
I was closest without going over.
Yeah, that's
Right.
not bad.
Opie dropped an F-bomb.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, 90 hours is less than 4 days. Like, that's not exactly shocking to think. Can you believe a band was in the studio working on a song for more than 3.5 days?
Yeah, it happens all the time. Right.
Yeah, 90, like Tenacious D spent years making an album. And
Yeah, no, there's many
they-
harmonies. Right.
Yeah,
There
and
aren't as
they-
many tracks to
Yeah.
mix.
So that Opie story there, is like, can you believe 90 hours on this really layered song? Like, this is why you gotta check out the live streams.
Yes.
This is
You want to be here
inside-
live for this. Yeah, you want to be in the chat reacting to this in real time. You don't want to miss a second of it. God forbid Opie put this behind the paywall, make it members only, because then you missed your shot at it. So tune in live to live at Gebhards. The conversation gets even dumber somehow as they continue to talk about the Beach Boys.
Are they originally from California? Like Southern California?
Probably.
No, they're
right?
from Columbus,
No,
Ohio.
I don't know. That doesn't mean anything.
They do
I
a
don't
lot of
know.
stuff for the Columbus.
I don't know.
I mean, you don't
That's
have
all
to
you know
surf
about
to play
Brian
guitar
Wilson?
like.
What I know about Brian Wilson is the Beatles. What do you know about him?
Holy shit. The Beach Boys from Southern California? What do you know about Brian Wilson? The Beatles.
Duh.
And what do you know about the Beatles? The Stones.
He wrote "Start Me Up" for the Beatles.
Ron, you're fired, man. I'm sorry. Opie sent me to be the messenger. You're off the show. We can't take this anymore. You're terrible at this.
And it just the other host in the background actually looks like early 2000s Anthony Cumia.
He does a little bit, yeah. I see the resemblance. Not quite as witty as the Ant-Man.
No, but he does bring young girls for PDFs to enjoy.
That's true. That's true. He's got that in common. Yep. I mean, this is his daughter, so it's a little different, but I hear what you're saying. Opie has a great joke that he's very proud of.
I don't know.
They weren't electric.
What did the banana?
Yep.
What did the banana say to the vibrator?
Please tell me.
The finger.
Why are you shaking? She's gonna eat me.
You heard that one before, Lucy? I didn't see.
Oh yeah, that's a
didn't see
good
you
one.
laugh.
I like how he got nothing from them.
Yeah, I like that he tells a joke and then puts the mic into Rod's face, like he's gonna get this huge reaction or something. Do comedians do that? Like on stage, they tell a joke and then they put the mic out to the crowd. Let's hear it, everyone.
Did you pull
That's
the clip from just after this also? He gets no reaction, and then he goes, "It's a dad joke." Like,
Oh, yeah.
No,
No,
dude. Bring the kid back and tell that joke.
Yeah, it's not a dad joke.
Yeah.
But he was very proud of himself.
Opie's comedy is like he's like the human version of Rainier Wolfcastle's stand-up special. He's not a fucking talented guy, and that one, like the banana how did that even come about? Was that the Good Vibrations talk?
Yes.
Yes, it was good vibration. Someone goes, "Is that a song about a vibrator?" And then Opie has a hot take. Get ready for a super hot take about the Beach Boys.
I think Pet Sounds is way overrated.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I didn't get it. I didn't get it as a concept album. I didn't get it at all.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like you have a terrible take. Yeah, Dark Side of the Moon kind of sucks too. Like, all right, man, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you shouldn't have opinions on music anymore.
I could see
You're just
producer
wrong.
Chris's heart ripping in half when that was said.
Well, I want to know what impresses Opie. Why doesn't
Right.
he talk about that?
Yeah. Well, remember, the thing that impresses Opie, and someone reminded us, Possum Kingdom.
What?
That was that song that he was singing on a recent live at Gebhards. Make up your mind.
Who could forget?
He's very excited about that song. They were singing it all day together, these two guys. That's how you know they're buddies. And then Ron, for some reason, so he transitions this conversation into musicals, and they start talking about musicals, and Ron talks about Les Mis and how he cried at it.
I've been dragged to musicals over the years. Now,
Have you ever seen Les Mis?
I don't know. Maybe
You would know.
Doesn't matter.
How would I know?
Because you would. I cried.
No, what?
Les
So
Mis had-
just crying?
I cried. You cry at Les Mis.
Scott Watts was
This gay thing, I hope it catches on. They just start. There's a guy across. I'm telling you, there's a guy like sitting just like where you are to me right now, Chris, who just goes gay, and Opie goes gay.
Yeah, Opie doesn't just do it; he gets into it like he's a frat boy.
It's Pride Month, and he's in Manhattan. It's outside, yelling gay. And then the first time he did it, he goes, "By the way, we don't mean it like that." Like, no one knows that. He's just here yelling gay.
He's like a dog triggered by another dog.
Yeah, right? Yes. The one dog barks, and he has to bark right back.
But Bono the waiter really knows what he's talking about, because at one point he, and you'll not know this, Chris, but he translated Les Miserables to the Miserables.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit.
You know what that means in English? I had no idea. It's impressive stuff. Well, it turns out Ron loves Fiddler on the Roof. A little something for Lucy here to enjoy.
Oh, joy.
Because he can't wait to start singing it.
There we got there. Good God.
By the way, my favorite. Okay, so if you really, my favorite musical.
No,
My favorite. Did you ever see Fiddler on the Roof?
Oh my God.
Damn it! That's
Stop bleeding on your Jewish heritage.
Oh my God. I wish I was a rich man. Yo. All day long I pity.
No, do it on the sidewalk. Let me get the camera.
I got a hat for you if you want to get some change.
Yeah, do it on the sidewalk.
Do it on the roof of a building.
With my.
We're gonna get
with my whoopee
demonetized
cushion?
from all of that.
There you go. You know,
Go out there and do
All right,
it.
Go out there and do
With my
it.
whoopee.
You know, I kind of thought Hamas was out of control, but now I'm starting to see they have some good points.
Yeah, I was going to say, all right, you sold me. I'm anti-Semitic now.
Yeah, right? The worst part is this doesn't end here. And again, I don't know what Matt is thinking. This is his bar. He wants patrons there coming in and spending money. And they get Ron out on the sidewalk. They have an extra camera now. They're showing the sidewalk. God forbid they look for girls with cleavage or not wearing a bra. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to have Fat Ron go out there and sing Fiddler on the Roof.
Put your mouth on that
tailpipe.
Suck it all. Again, like you used to suck
This
it
is
off your right.
this is Ron Berman, Ron the waiter, Ron the Broadway star, doing a little Fiddler on the Roof for everybody. Sunrise,
The door.
sunset,
Hopefully somebody knocks him out.
sunrise, sunset. I wish I was a rich man. Yiddy 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 yop. All day long I pity pop.
You got any tomatoes?
The papa.
Gay.
Do I know any more? Do I know any more songs?
What's that?
Jesus Christ.
You got any tomatoes? You know those are not a vegetable.
I'm surprised someone didn't pull that card. How does Opie think this is a good show? What does he think he's doing? Does he think Ron's funny, that people are laughing about this? Because it really like hurts your eardrums.
It does.
You know how some
obnoxious.
people are into humiliation porn? I feel like that's what he's doing, and that's what he thinks he's creating.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. He does like humiliating homeless people and fat Jews who think they're funny and are not at all. All right, you guys, I think it's time to get into some foot talk.
Oh, yeah.
Hughes, you want to set up your fifth clip on here?
Yeah, so just a couple of weeks ago, Opie was making fun of the fact that Jim Norton and Anthony Cumia have been started doing radio and podcast appearances together, and you know these things that do really great numbers online and get millions of people listening and stuff. Well, Opie makes fun of them,
Yeah.
but they're not as good as this, which is my foot clip.
But yeah, he's putting his
Let
foot
me
on his knee.
let me make sure this camera. Let me make sure this camera's working.
Harry the Hater.
Okay, it's working. All right, Ron is taking his shoe off. So what's the deal with the ringworm again?
No, but first of all,
Oh my God, what's wrong with your big
I'm
toe?
having a little issue with my toenail.
Little issue, it's gone.
I know, it's an issue.
Look at that corn.
Can you see it? Show him.
It looks like Caillou. Your big toe looks like Caillou.
I'm having an issue with my toe.
And what's that?
Oh, yeah.
What's that lump?
Dude, I think that's called a corn. I don't know.
AIDS.
No, but old women get it. It's corns. What is it called?
I love corn.
Jesus Christ. Way to improv. Producer Chris is not happy about this. Did you just recently eat?
Feet? Yes.
You're going to be all right.
And it got even better because while that other guy sitting opposite is sitting there holding his dick, he showed his other foot that had a lovely open oozing sore on his other foot.
Yeah, I have that. He calls it eczema, and of course, Opie thinks that this is content.
So it's probably AIDS.
All right, it's pulling the Band-Aid off.
It's the salt.
Let me see. Dude! Don't move! Let them get a good shot at
And
this.
put everything back on. This is a restaurant.
Hold on, I'm gonna put some light on it.
Wait, wait, let me.
Ron, we better cut that off. We'll start with the head.
Even Joey C is like, oh, look at those feet. Gross. Did you guys hear Matt in the background go, okay, let's put everything back on. This is a restaurant. Like, this is disgusting, man. This is in your
This is where he draws the line, unfortunately.
I mean, you got to draw the line somewhere. You own this establishment. What are you doing with these idiots?
Hey, Millie, check this out.
Yeah, you can come and get fascinating insights on the good vibrations, but you will also vomit because somebody has AIDS in his feet. But still, you go for the laughter, and that's what Gebhards is all about. Let's go.
This is what I say, Husey. If Ron's feet are funny, his belly's got to be hilarious. I can only imagine.
Strap
Talking
in.
about diabetes.
There's Ron's belly.
Get some bleach or something spray.
I need Ronnie. I love you.
Can you do the impression of a high school girl jumping over hurdles? What?
What?
All right, I guess you can.
Fuck is Opie talking about?
Stump Ron.
Yeah, and to be fair, what we learned in this episode is that Ron's way into much younger than high school, so how would he know?
That's a good point. Yeah. Ugh, high school. It's all the hair down there. Ugh. Wouldn't want that. I don't understand how people like this exist. These are people in their 50s and 60s who behave like children and do it online streaming consistently over and over again. It never ends. They really crack each other up. And Ron tells a story here that I guess is probably true.
There's one guy eating horse shit. The
You gotta
second
bow
one,
to that, by the way.
Yeah.
You have to.
by the way, I've eaten horse shit before. It's filled with hay.
We're not bowing to you too, though. Like, you're looking for bows now.
Dude,
That's like, usually we're fishing for compliments. You just want to bow.
For $10, I chewed horse shit.
Yeah, I'll give you 9.
I did.
Ron tells a story about how he ate horse shit one time for $10. And of course, Opie's going to milk this story. You know, you got it. This is good stuff. And
How much is Steel Toe doing it for, though?
how much does he need for the goal?
He makes Johnny do it.
And the irony is that they spend more time on the shit-eating talk than they did earlier when Opie mentioned that he has met Brian Wilson and Mike Love.
That's
and they
true.
skimmed over that and was like, so eating shit, was it for a bed or were you just hungry?
Or you're just hungry.
It's kind of sad to see what's happened to Opie. Although he at least, I think he's trying to convince himself that he's happy. Cause,
I think he is too, yeah.
Yeah, it's like we're having a great time, shit eating and pedophilia. This thing, and then he's got that drive back to the beach for an hour. He's going, "What the fuck am I doing? I used to have a great job. I used to have friends. I used to have a wife with no wedding ring on. If you've noticed,
Interesting.
It's sad to see this.
I think you latched onto something here. The more Opie laughs, the less funny it is. You can tell how bad the show is by how much Opie laughs. And Opie is laughing hysterically throughout this hour and 25-minute long live stream. But when he brings up that he ate horse shit for $10, let's hear what Opie's concern is about that.
For $10. I chewed like when you take red man and you put it in your chicken.
Yeah, you did that?
So we went
Why only $10? You could easily get $100 for that.
That would make it better if you got $100.
Yeah, $90 better, Carl.
Yeah, it's absurd. So Opie doesn't want to be outdone because Opie's like, I'm the prankster around here. I'm the guy who does crazy shit. So he tells his story.
So around
So what else is going on?
5-foot rule, Ron.
so now same age, junior high, to shock my fellow classmates. When the teacher had her back turned,
Ooh.
I would pull the gum off the bottom of the desk and start chewing it, and then the whole fucking classroom would go, ah! And then she would always turn around like, what the fuck's going on?
I would rather chew horse shit than do that.
We know that, though.
Okay.
He's probably
winner?
the one who stuck the gum under the tables.
That actually is a kind of a fun game you should do at the live show. Horse shit or chewing gum.
We'll have both up on stage and we'll have people come up one at a time and choose what they want to do.
Are you guys chewing the shit for money? I'm in.
The gum was just in Lucy's mouth, and we also have some horse shit. which would you like to chew on right now? So then this transitions into jerking off talk.
Yeah.
And Ron starts talking about when he was a kid and an older kid jerking off.
How do you know how to do that? Did your brother said,
That's the worst part now. I'm picturing his balls.
He wants detail. I'm not talking to you anymore.
No one ever showed me how to do it.
No one
They don't
shows
show
you how to
anyone.
do
What do you, like,
it. What
do you
is
think
wrong
everybody's
with
got
you?
like a bunch of dudes who are like, all right,
No, I didn't
this is
know.
how you do your balls.
What are you talking about?
I didn't know how to do it until like the summer.
But what you
The
thought-
first
we all
time
had-
I
we
ever
all
did
had
it
to kind of-
was the summer after I graduated high school.
When he moved in with his roommate.
Do
we
I?
all-
Dude,
We all had to put two
I'm
and
not
there
joking.
together to figure this shit
I'm not
out.
joking.
Hey, Matt, table 3 is getting ready to leave. Can you guys shut the fuck up?
Someone just spit their appetizer across the room. And hit one of the servers in the face with an artichoke. Can you guys?
That's it.
It's every horrible conversation from these super loud, obnoxious guys yelling about jerking off and eating shit.
Showing their fucking feet.
I'm telling you, Scorch does a much better show from a restaurant than Opie does. It's not even close.
It did show,
I
unfortunately.
know. I have an update on that coming up. I know. Very sad stuff. So Ron explains he didn't know how to jerk off because no one taught him how to jerk off until after high school. Apes figured this out. I've seen gorillas figure this out. He couldn't figure it out. He's like, I don't know. No one told me. He looks so disappointed.
Because I was just going to make a factual point about masturbation. I'm like, it's not even worth it.
Is Ron a
No, I'm
virgin?
interested.
Is it possible that Ron's a virgin?
Yeah.
To jerking off?
No, I
Yeah.
mean just the way he carries himself and the way he behaves. Like, who would be attracted to this?
I think he's a virgin to
Maybe Lucy.
consensual sex.
Yeah, right. There's no consensual. Yeah, right. That's
Yeah.
probably
I
what
am
hasn't happened.
interested in his dating history. I would be interested.
Now, you brought up
I would want
earlier-
to talk to that woman.
I would want to too. That would be an interesting interview. I want whoever dated Ron the waiter and Denise, that chick who lived with Stuttering John, who he tried to fuck.
Oh,
They
it
got a
would be the
divorce.
opposite of John at the meat market. She'd be the one to leave. And Ron's
I
like,
gotta give Keely credit for that joke there. She
you
says,
don't.
I want to know about Ron's dating history. I would like to meet that woman.
get it.
See?
See what she does.
Us girls get to
It
stick
was great.
together
It
here.
was really great. Thank you.
Let's
Thank you for
rehash
the
the other
credit.
funny things we've said so far. You want to
Yes.
rewind the tape? And so I like that you figured out Opie threw an F-bomb out there.
Yeah.
Because he's all concerned about the language. He wants to show his future program director that he's ready for the radio. He's ready to hop back on there. And so when they start talking about jerking off, he's very concerned about the language that they're using.
So it's the summer now. I'm in Boston on Beacon Hill. I'm living with my mother in a shithole.
Well, that's why you didn't do it.
And I am so fucking horny. I'm like,
You don't know that, though.
no, you're going to get us in trouble.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you kind of are. You kind of are. We've gone pretty far with this.
You're going to get us in trouble.
Because he said horny.
Yeah. He's like, I was pretty horny back then.
Whoa.
That's a bridge too far. Like, they're screaming about this guy's infection, his ringworm. They're yelling about everything disgusting.
He's doing Fiddler Roof in the fucking street.
And they're just like, whoa, you're talking about being horny? All right, we're going to cut this out. This is too much.
Yeah, and horny stories are always good when they start off. I was living with my mother. It's like, ugh.
I also don't have
kid.
I also don't have a lot of anecdotes about me being horny at the age of 19. You know what I mean? It's just like, I remember that one time.
Yeah,
like
I
to
just
thank you
finished
for
eating a
that.
nice bowl of shit, and my mom's walking about, and I'm thinking, those are the longest set of tits I've ever seen,
What were you saying, Lucy?
I would like to thank you for not having a lot of anecdotes about being horny at 19 years old.
It's why we're a success
Thank
over
you.
here at WATP. All right, this is a close-up of Ron the waiter, because they have this extra camera, and Opie knows how to use it. It's to really explore Ron's facial features.
The fresh water is altering
Want me to put him
the
to
ocean current.
I will to sleep.
I feel dizzy.
Go lie down. Go lie down.
The ocean currents are changing so rapidly.
Okay. So I just wanted to show that because it's just disgusting. I don't know why Opie thought we'd want to look
gross.
that closely at Ron the waiter. But I want to show you the setup that he has, because as he moves the camera, you can see his computer is sitting on some kind of Tupperware. For some reason, he's got it up on Tupperware. And then you see these two jackoffs who are sitting there. You see them in the basement shows, too. They're always off to the side. And these are the guys who yell gay 4 or 5 times an episode. That's what their job is. I don't know if
Very
they're
important job.
producers. I don't know.
I take back the Virgin accusations against Ron the waiter, because you could visibly see a herpes sore on his top lip. So he rapes prostitutes as well. So
You can
and
also
that's where
get
he
that from
got-
horse shit. You can get herpes, I've been told.
Really?
Very
Ooh.
possible. All right, so your sixth clip on here, Husey. We got some
Yes.
more inside scoop on music business stuff that only a guy like Opie would know.
Yeah, so this episode was about 90 minutes long. So there was an entire nearly an hour in the middle that I just got nothing from. It was not a fun episode. But Opie's back dropping bangers of insight. And we're talking really like underground bands like Stadium Act, The Police. They have this song nobody's ever heard of called Roxanne. It's never been played. You never hear it covered. It never gets used in multiple TV shows and films per year. This is insight that nobody has ever heard. So I'm actually going to ask Carl to allow a break for people to recover from the shock of this story that you will have never heard before, ever.
Yeah, well,
since
there'll
the
be-
song came out in the 70s.
There'll be some dead air, but I'll just give you a chance to get your jaw back up from the table.
I'll play a song.
Okay.
All right, I got one. The laugh at the beginning of Roxanne by The Police.
Okay. What about
You
it?
know,
Yeah. No. Yes.
that was a mistake. That wasn't supposed to be in the song.
That was awesome.
They were in between takes. Sting backed up and hit the keyboard, I think, because I think there's a little noise there. It's like the keyboard.
And laugh so he
Being
didn't get his
hit.
ass kicked.
And then he laughed like, "Oh, what an idiot I am!" And then the producer, whoever produced that
Wow,
record,
it's genius.
said, "This is good. We gotta keep it in the record."
I don't know if Opie had a subscription to Rolling Stone magazine in the 80s and 90s. I don't know how he has all these insights about
Inside
this stuff.
Police Quarterly, I believe.
But is that not fascinating? Because I know for a fact, Carl, that you thought that the ha 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 was actually written into the lyrics. And producer Chris infamously boycotted the last reunion tour because he said they're leaving out the intro. I'm not going to see no stinking police if they don't do the ha ha ha. Like it's thank God for this show.
Yes.
There was multiple other stories like this in this episode that I'm not going to spoil.
Right.
But,
We want people to check this out. Go to Opie Radio, Opie Unleashed. Check this out for yourself, because you're going to learn a lot. from
Yeah.
the show. Like horseshit doesn't taste that bad. I learned. It's actually decent.
Here I've been buying steak like a sucker.
The last clip I have on here is, I believe Husey titled this "The Least Funny Person in History." Where you're not seeing Ron right now is because Ron's getting changed. He's in a costume change, and he's ready to come back and be the life of the party as he dresses up as a whoopee cushion. That's right.
Yeah, but the great thing about this is the laughter in the streets. People are cracking up.
Yeah.
People are turning off the Roxanne CDs in their car to stop and speed, emergency brake, and laugh at this. It's actually pretty exciting to watch this and see the reaction of the people in the streets of New York. Like it's almost like it's out of Fame. You remember that film?
Right.
This is exactly the same type of reaction.
Yeah, or like when Ferris Bueller gets in the parade and jumps up on the car and starts singing.
It's infectious.
Yeah, just gets everybody wound up. Why was there a parade during a school day? Anyway.
Because they didn't want kids there.
Ron, you want me to go street cam for this?
Just,
Ron, this is the beginning for street cam. Let's go street cam.
Oh, but he's wearing a whoopee. Whatever he's wearing, you can push him down the stairs. He'd be fine. Let's try.
All right, let me go.
It would sound funny.
That big set of stairs in the Bronx. Let's go bring that in.
Now, I know Ron's a good improver, so he'll
let's
probably
end
have
this
something
way.
good for this.
All my,
All right, we got the street cam. There's Ron. Hey, Ron. Oops. Ron's
That's his mom after he was
free
born.
farts at Gebhards.
Wow.
Would you like this a little squeeze?
I don't like this.
Free farts at Gebhards.
This is how you drive customers away.
Free farts at Gebhards.
Maybe try a
Would
different
you like
phrase that's a
squeeze,
little bit
honey? You want to give it a squeeze?
something different, maybe.
Go ahead. Oh, well, I was ready.
They're walking way around you.
Yeah.
She touched me.
So Ron's wearing his Halloween costume.
Free farts at Gebhards.
Oh, now it's funny.
You know what? I did something crazy just now. I took a sip of my
Farted?
drink. No, I took a sip of my drink, and I was pretty sure I wasn't going to spit it out or have it come out of my nose, and I was right. But that was risky. That was a risky move on my part.
You know,
But
if we were in New York and I had a few beers in me, I might go running at him and throw a haymaker into his stomach.
I wouldn't need a few beers.
The thing is, the joke doesn't even make sense.
You
Free
think?
farts? Why, where do you have to pay for farts? And
Well,
shouldn't it
you
have
haven't been to New York City, obviously.
Lucy's Dungeon.
But shouldn't it have been like a free
Anything?
beer for big farts? Like
Yeah,
that would've
anything
get
other than
people
that would have been
coming in.
better.
Yeah.
If this place goes out of business next week, I will not be surprised.
I think Matt's trying to put it under some
Is
sort
there a
of
bet or
tax
something?
advantage. I don't know.
Right, there's something going on here. He hates this place.
I'm actually giving them an idea on Opie. If you do a live stream where people could walk in and the biggest fart gets a free tab for the night, then get it going. Farts for beer. In fact, you know what? That's going to card for the next live show. Lucy, you're up.
You know what I would like to see a live stream of actually is I would like to see the security cameras of Gebhards. Like I want to see all the crowd. I want to see every time
Yeah,
that they
people
yell, I
looking
want to see
over.
everybody going, what the fuck is happening over here? That's what I want to see.
So we talked about having Ron the waiter's one girlfriend on the show. What
Yeah.
about a former employee of Gebhards? Can we get a bartender or a server on here to talk about when Opie shows up? Like, oh, fuck, I get the Opie shift. You really scheduling me for the Opie shift? I did it last week.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
did
you
I
can't
do
make
to piss
any
you
money
off?
on that.
Can't Samantha
Yeah.
do the Opie shift? She hasn't done it in 3 weeks.
She quit. Remember?
Can't even imagine what it's like working there. It's got to be ridiculous.
Who are these podcasts?